Hello, I'm Laura, and it is Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. So here we are with the Daily Heartline as we look at the headlines, happenings, holidays, and/or human conditions in our world from the spirit that dwells within our hearts. So today I'm standing in front of my curio cabinet, in front of my keepsakes. And I even have keepsakes in this little box up here, which is a heart box. It happens to have a nice little kitty on it. But it holds many things from my childhood, just small things that remind me of what I grew up with and part of what made me who I am. And one of the most precious things is my childhood bracelet given to me, there we go, by my grandparents and containing a mustard seed. This actually inspired me to grow up with the spiritual core of Jesus' teachings. And one of those great teachings is the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that when planted in a garden will grow to a tree that takes over the whole garden so that even the birds of the air make nests in it. Wow. And, think about it. When it comes to gardening, we may plant the seed, but we leave it up to the nature of the thing to grow naturally. And this is such a great teaching. We don't have to force our spirituality on anyone. We don't have to make it a state law because it really isn't meant to be that. Even Jesus pointed that out when the disciples tried to get him to fight for Judaism. But he would not. My kingdom is not of this earth, he said. And what is that kingdom? It is a simple awareness of the Spirit of God within and all around us. So how do we dwell in that kingdom? By holding to our faith, by putting it into action through love. It was Paul who said, faith, hope, and love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. So our faith is at its greatest when it is put into action through love. And we're going to begin that core way of thinking right now in prayer by taking a deep breath and closing our eyes and focusing on this simple thought. I put my faith into action, not through force, but through love. I put my faith into action, not through force, but through love. And so it is. Spring is the season when things naturally come into bloom. I brought in a couple of blossoms from our azalea bushes to remind me of that. We don't have to go out there and force them. We don't have to set a law that says grow or else. We simply have to nurture and love something into being in our world. And like Jesus said about the wisp of the mustard seed, not even a grain, but back in the ancient Middle East, it was just a tiny little wisp. What he said about that is that with that love, it will grow into something that takes over the whole garden of life. It does not have to be forceful or be dominating. It simply has to be a loving expression of faith. Thank you for joining me today to address how do we approach our faith when it comes to how we are showing up in our world. This was today's Daily Heartline. I hope to see you for more. Have a wonderful day.